Hello, my name is Chris, and this is my Commodore Amiga 4000 Tower QuickPak 060. Inside this is the QuickPak 060 with a Rev 1, 50 MHz, 128 megs of RAM, the onboard 16 megs of RAM, which gives it a total of 148 to 150 megs of RAM with the chip RAM. Really incredible machine, and you can see the repair videos on that a few back on my channel. So what do we have here? We have a wonderful machine that's going to be an awesome addition historically to share with you guys and to be used on this channel for many things. And we're going to fully deck it out in the future. Starting to complete this repair, I needed some additional help. I needed specific boards that you really can't find anymore. I have to get what's called the I/O board. It is a circuit board that mounts to the back right here. Mounts inside the case, and it has basically two kind of IDE cables on it. They plug into the motherboard. They're labeled short and long, and on there is your serial parallel game and mouse port. The problem is this tower did not have them, and I had no way of using a mouse. I can use the keyboard trick, which is hold down your left Amiga key, and you can use the arrows on the keyboard and left alt to click or right alt to right click. And it's a way to get around when you don't actually have a mouse, but it's really not the way an Amiga was meant to be used. So here on the back you can see the SCSI card, and you can see the RGB ports and the two audio. It does also have a 3.5 millimeter. It's called headphone on this one, and there's stickers for each of the things, and it also gives you the SCSI 2 termination signals, address lines. The 4000 Tower has two video slots. You can still see the video toaster inputs, program out, preview out lines for when you put a toaster 4000 in here, which will be going in. This was made in April 17th, 1997, several years after Commodore Westchester went out of business. The main differences between the two cases, the Commodore cherished 4000s, which I need to find, and the what I'm calling the SCOM case. First off is the design change. The Commodore case, while similar here, has a very long smoked glass window, and it's wide. This one did not have glass, so I went to Lowe's and I purchased myself some Optics plastic Plasco light. It's acrylic, and you cut it and bend it to your size. Luckily this shape was a little long, which is perfect. I measured to the best of my ability and heated it up with a lighter and did some bending. It is not perfect, and it is not in there all the way. It's just sitting in here, but the width I got spot on. I did try to glue it, and it just formed whiteness on the edge, and I'm going to redo it, but it is clear, and you know, I kind of like it clear. I was going to do the smoked for originality, but I like seeing what the power is doing, the drives are doing, etc. Inside here I have a SCSI CD-ROM. This is an 880K. The turbo button, like you would find on a 486 case of the day, where you would turn the cache on and off between, let's say, 33 and then you hit the button at 66. That is not the case here. The turbo is actually the speaker, and it is considered basically a mute button. This is power, a reset button, hard drive light, and audio light. You do have a key lock like a standard 3000 Tower and 4000 Tower had, even the 4000 desktop, where you can lock the keyboard interface. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the face. I'm going to lay this thing on its side because the top is a letter C, and it has to come off boop in a weird way, and then we can see inside, and I'll show you what we're going to do to address the issue with the ports. Now, with the front fascia removed, on the inside of the case, as I've shown before I believe, are the metal clasps. In the front here it had two original hard drives, and the only reasons these are in here are for these pinch brackets. Pinch these and you can pull your drive out on a tray. I don't want to lose these, so I'm just leaving the original dead drives in there. It adds for character. This right here is a Zulu SCSI. You can check out my previous video on that if you're interested. It does have a 80mm fan with a removable dust cover. This simply pops off. There is a piece of foam which is still intact. I washed it. Behind that is a standard grill an 80mm fan. Power supply is a standard AT power supply. You can replace this with an ATX. That is where our friends at Amiga Kit come in. They sell an ATX to AT with your P8 and P9 and a regular new power button that would help you to use a modern power supply if you cannot find an AT power supply. So these are great to have. I've used Amiga Kit for all of my cable conversions, so check those guys out at theamigakit.com. Now, cable management has always been a favorite of mine, and any retro computer looks like spaghetti and meatballs inside. These are the inside of the cards I was telling you about. You have your floppy control and your SCSI on the SCSI board. It has an external SCSI 2 port on the back, like I've shown before. Underneath of this is the audio module. This is where these cables go in. They are just a standard IDE 40-pin cable. But what are you going to do, Chris? I reached out in the Facebook groups, see if anyone had an I/O board. Several of you said you did, but nothing ever came from that. So I had to do something. What did I do? I reached out to our friends at PCBWay from PCBWay.com, and I asked them for help, and they came through. Let's check out how I got the assistance. So I went to PCBWay, I enlisted their help, and I needed to find this board. Now, they have a wonderful service called Shared Projects, and they do so much more. From 3D printing, CNC machining, PCB assembly, prototyping, you name it, they do it. And as you can see here, $5 for 10 pieces within 24 hours. Wow. $30 for assembly, you can't beat it. So I went to Shared Projects, and this is live, and this is exactly how you will do it. You go up here to the search, and I typed Amiga 4000T. And look, djbase makes both module. I need the ports module. Here it is. This is the exact board that I need and the components needed to build it. Now, this is just a components list. There are a few things that could be better, and this is just some constructive criticism for the future. A bill of materials sheet should be required for any shared project. That's my only concern. I was going to have these boards built, but because this was not listed in the correct format, the assembly process could not be totally automated and required some customer intervention. That's my only stink, is if you're going to do a shared project like mine, here you go. This is what I think, proper shared project should look like. This is my knockoff of the Amiga A1050 256K chip RAM expansion for the Amiga 1000. It lists the board, front and back. You can clearly see what goes on, a full description, my video, the picture, the schematic, and included is the build of materials sheet, so you can have this fully assembled right here with the proper parts and the links, and PCBWay knows where to place them, the drill holes, the parts, the unit cost, and the time it takes to acquire these parts if they do not have them in stock. And basically this allows you to have a turnkey option. Well, that's great. Let's check it out. And I needed this. So here is my board that I put in my order for. You can see it was $50. Boop. And it took 24 hours. It was shipped, and we are awaiting delivery. The current time the order was placed was July 19th, 2022 at 7:54. It was completed July 22nd, 2022. China is about 8 to 10 hours difference in time from me. 3 days they had made, created, laid out, designed, and printed this board. Isn't that awesome? I got 5 of them. It ended up being $25 and then 15 or so for shipping. Not bad. So for $50, I have 5 boards. But am I done? No. I still have to assemble said board, and we're going to do that right now. And let's check out the quality that PCBWay can do for you in your retro computing experience. So give them a chance and check out these shared projects. If you simply are into Amiga. So far, 253 various creators and content sharers for whatever you can think of for your retro computing. And that's just the Commodore Amiga that I focus on. If you're focusing on Atari or retro PC, there are thousands upon thousands of various creators and projects. You'll see some names you know in here, and some knockoffs and other things. Okay, so you have some people that share other content. Maybe there's improvements, or they have a turnkey. It's really good to check out these creators and go through them. If you're missing a part or something simple, you wanted Linux Jedi's 2032 RTC battery, there it is. The whole thing. I want to buy this. I add to cart. It does everything for you, and I can get 5 of them in 24 hours for $5. Now it's going to cost me $25 to bust it here in 4 business days, but if I wanted it, I can have 5 of those things ready to go in a couple minutes. Let's add that. Boop. There we go. And it comes with the Gerbers. Everything is done, ready to go. And just like that, within a week and a half, DHL showed up at my house, and here are the exact boards. Now, we're going to open these and check out the quality. Inside, I get a box with some foam insulation, vacuum sealed pack. It's got my order number on it, my customer identification and everything. And here we go. I have 5 of these boards, and check this out. This is how awesome PCBWay is as a service. There is the prototype design. Here is the physical device. I mean, what a great job. Let's check out the quality. Everything is clearly labeled. The printout, the circuit design, the fonts, even the little chicken lips logo, everything has been recreated, including the original part number on the silk screening. This is the inside, this is the outside. So we're going to be soldering our components on this side and here. This will be the inside of the board, these will be the back sides of the ports. What a great job. Thank you, PCBWay. Because I was unable to have the assembly done, and it's just going to be a miscommunication, I just ordered the parts. So here's what I'm looking at. This is what the unit is supposed to look like. This is a high definition WebP from Retro Passion. And thank you for having this online. 6 caps, 2 SCSI controller chips, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ceramic. 1647, I believe they are. I busted out the help with a PCB stand. Pin 1, red. I'll plug it in now. And I got a mouse. Hot doggity dog. Because of PCBWay's awesomeness, I can use this tower now. Isn't that freaking cool? Oh, that's so nice. I'm in a multi-scan mode, so now I can say beach ball. Oops, I forgot to set FPU math. Beach ball. Whee! Much better. So, with that, I have a working 4000 tower now. It's not complete. I have to get the proper connectors. Turn this off. I need to get the proper connectors for this board. The 90 degree, so I can mount this in its appropriate place. Everything will be cool, and I can then use my 4000 tower as intended. Capacitors, surface mounts, the SCSI terminator. The normal Commodore way was to come out this way and bend down. So thank you djbase for making this, and thank you PCBWay for having a shared project and sponsoring this video. So until next time, everybody, remember, if you need something and you can't find it, try the PCBWay shared projects. You don't have to be an engineer or a scientist or know how to solder or anything. Get a turnkey solution starting at only $30 assembled. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I hope you learned something.